Hi guys, thank you so much for coming back to my channel if you are a returning viewer. And if you are new, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button so that you can get more videos every week. So in this video, I am going to discuss two different things. They're not anywhere near on the same topic whatsoever, but I wanted to make sure that I kind of, kill two birds with one stone, if I may, if you don't mind. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about, of course, the obvious by the description, is these goddess locks. They're actually faux locks, but I made them into my own. They're actually faux locks, but I made them into goddess locks by manipulating the ends. So basically, I'm just going to do just a little quick discussion about these and how I like them compared to the individual goddess locks, because it is definitely a huge difference. And of course, time difference is number one. It took approximately, on average, it shouldn't take any more than maybe 4 hours to do these, because you're just basically corn rolling your hair back and you are crocheting the locks through your braid. And of course, these already come pre-made, so the only thing that would cause it to take a little bit longer than usual is if you have a lot more hair you want to add. So mine did take a little bit longer because these are very full. I have about 7 packs. So it's very full. So I very rarely wear it completely down without it having, without it being pulled back. And so as you can see, this is the way it looks in the front. I just have my baby hair coming down, and yeah, I just have a few that I just pulled back, probably 2 or 3, and tied them. I have very minimal jewelry, although I would like to get a little bit more, to get just a little bit more creative with the jewelry, and I've actually seen people use the string and wrap that. So I do want to get a little bit more creative with the jewelry for the goddess locks. So basically, the hair that I used is the Bomba dreadlock, and this actually says Faux Locs Soul. I don't know if there's a difference with the fact that it's soul or not, but yeah. So it actually shows you different styles on the back of the package. You can braid them and dip them in hot water if you want them to be curly, or you can wrap them with a roller and dip them in water so that it can be curly. I preferred not to do that, but I did manipulate the ends, as you can see. So the ends are absolutely, they do not come like this. Okay, so to manipulate the ends, I just basically unraveled the end of the lock and just began to wrap it just like you would as if you were making individual locks. So I just separated the hair. I did not separate it evenly. I wrapped it with a smaller piece of hair. I wrapped it with a bigger piece of hair than what I left loose. Because one thing you did not want to do is to wrap the hair with a small piece of hair, and then there's this big, bulky, puffy end. You want the end of the hair to not be that much bigger or thicker than the actual lock itself. I did realize that after attempting to do it and not getting the look that I wanted. I can't find it. I know I did it at least once or twice, like this here. There's like 2 pieces that are hanging there, but it wasn't that big of a deal. I was able to camouflage it. And that's the great thing about when you manipulate the ends, they're not supposed to be uniform. So if you see that one's longer than the other one, or it's twisted differently, it makes it look more natural and it makes it look more like real locks. So that's what I love about these. Been probably about 2.5 weeks since they were installed, and so far so good. It's holding up really well. I can say that it looks a lot more like real locks, like natural locks, They're not as shiny after you've worn them for at least a week. The only thing that I can say that's not so great about them is, I don't know if you can tell, but if you can see how some of them are like sticking together. I've already kind of separated them, but usually like in the back, you see there's like strands of hair that's like stuck together. That's what I don't like. So it's not so bad that it really like just completely messes up the style, or it makes you feel as if the hair is not a great quality. It's synthetic hair, so it's not going to just stay perfectly in that lock without getting frizzy or whatever the case may be. So I did see from another YouTuber who was reviewing this hair before I purchased it. She did give a great tip on how to get rid of some of the frizziness. I've yet to do that, but basically what she suggested was to get some raw or natural shea butter or something with the same consistency. Probably not coconut oil or anything like that, because even the coconut oil it's not as thick in consistency even when it's hardened. So the shea butter, she basically took and she rubbed it into the palm of her hands, and she just took a lock and just rolled it down. Just rolled it down with the shea butter in her hands, and it literally tamed the frizz on her lock, and it made such a big difference. That's the only thing that I can say that I've had an issue with this hair, is just the you know, the individual strands that stick together, which that just comes from the frizziness. And other than that, no issues whatsoever. So I pretty much wear mine's pulled back just like this, where I have a few, like I said, tied in the back. I purchased, I don't know if I said this already, but I purchased 7 packs, and they were $6.99 a pack. I did get one pack that was a little bit lighter. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there are a few that have lighter ends to them. And that was, I think, maybe a 27-30 mix, if I'm not mistaken. I could not find that one pack that I had left. So I just got one pack of that, mixed it in just so that it would have just a little bit of variation. I do wish that I had a few more, and I may actually go and add in some blonde pieces, maybe just 3 or 4, just to, you know, mix it up a little bit. So I do like, I love them. I just am not big on the uniformity. So I do everything I can just to make them look somewhat different. But the ends, definitely I recommend manipulating those ends if you want to get that goddess lock look. The one that was $27.30, that pack was only $1 more. So it was $7.99 instead of $6.99. So overall, for this hair, I definitely would say I recommend it. It did have to grow on me because I went from having individual goddess locks to the crochet. The main difference I would say that I like is it took about 10 to 12 hours for the individual, opposed to the crochet, which is completely cut in half. Second, the fullness. You get the fullness so much easier and so much quicker. If you wanted fullness like this with the individuals, oh my God, you'd be there all day long and all night long. So I do love the fullness of these. And the only other thing that I would say in reference to the individuals is that with the individuals, I can actually wear those as long as I want them, and I normally like them to come like to the top part of my bottom. These come just right here at my waist. So they are still fairly long, just not as long. And yeah, so at night, in order to keep them tamed so they are not getting frizzy too quickly, I basically just take a really, really big scarf and I lay it over the front of my head, put it under my neck and tie it at the top, and it's long enough to where it covers at least that much. So it's just the ends that's hanging out at night. And yeah, that's pretty much it, so that I can keep everything that's up in this area, you know, with the least amount of frizz possible. So yeah, so that's pretty much it, you guys, in reference to the goddess locks, or the faux crochet goddess locks. And if you have any questions about something that I did not share, please make sure that you put a comment in the comment box, and I'll be glad to comment or reply. I'm sorry. So secondly, I have another thing that I want to address to you guys. I am definitely going to be going in another direction, not another direction, but just adding something to my channel that I think that so many other women would love to see, because there's so many of us out there. I'm a single mother, so I want to have a beauty channel that goes in the direction of single mothers. And that's what it's going to be, the life of single mothers. So basically, as a single mother, just to give you a little bit of insight about me, I am 37 years old. I am divorced. I have 4 children, and my youngest is 3, the only girl, and I'm pretty sure you may have seen her on one of my previous videos. And there is a ton of pregnancy vlogs all over YouTube about her birth. And I have 3 boys. My oldest will be 14 very soon, and then I have twins that are 11. So I am very busy. I am a freelance makeup artist, and I also work for myself from home in between shooting and YouTube. So when do I have time to do anything else, right? And I have children that are on honor roll and principal's list. My daughter is in private school, and at 3, she comes home with homework every day. So needless to say, I am a busy woman, but I still maintain my look. I still can get up and get everybody out and have a full face of makeup on and dressed to a T. And there is just, sacrifice is the number one thing that you can say you have to have and be able to have in order to maintain those things, and a little bit of order. I'm not the most perfect person in reference to, you know, order and having everything intact, but I make sure that my house is clean. My children know how to wash their own clothes, clean the kitchen every night, do their own homework, clean their bathroom. So I am going to start addressing certain things and teaching you guys, or mentioning you guys, not teaching, but sharing with you guys what I do, in hopes that it may be able to help someone else that may be a new single mom, or you might be an old single mom and just can't get it right. So I would love to share with you guys my journey, what I do, tips and tricks, as well as little quick, you know, makeovers that you can give yourself, where you can still leave the house and look fabulous, and you know, still be a mother. It is very possible to do. So hopefully you guys are going to be very open and welcoming of that direction of my channel. Still going to be related to beauty, still going to be doing tutorials, but I'm definitely going to make sure that I share my children in some of the videos. My daughter and I will be doing some mother and daughter tutorials, or chatting. So I look forward to that direction of my channel, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it as well. If you have any questions or concerns in reference to that you would like to know, that you've struggled with, or you would just like me to share on my next video, please make sure that you put that in the comment box, and I will make sure I address that on my next video. And yeah, so that is pretty much it for this video. I have shared with you about my lovely faux goddess locks and the direction of my channel from this point forward. So I look forward to sharing those things with you guys next week. Thank you so much. Make sure you thumbs this video up, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.